Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast, Summer House Edition, Season 10, Episode 4. The title of this episode, which I never pay attention to, but I did this time, was Heated Rivalry. And I was like, don't tempt me like that. Unless two boys are going to fuck, don't tell me that's what this is.
I know. Jill texted me and was like, guys, she texted our Heated Rivalry traders group chat, and she was like, oh, because they don't watch Summer House. And I was like, what?
No one fucked in this episode, though.
I know. And then with that, in the comparisons of Austin and Craig over on Southern Charm,
that's
Heated Rivalry,
That's heated.
Get the fuck out of my Heated Rivalry space. You guys don't deserve this.
This?
True.
We didn't even get the full rivalry. I feel like next episode we'll get more of the rivalry.
That's so true. You gotta give it all if you're gonna name it that. Stop co-opting, the fandom.
Don't do this. Don't try and be part of the times like this. Come on, Bravo. Anyway, before we get into the episode that wasn't very heated and didn't have a lot of rivals, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description. And please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay, Meredith, let's get into Heated Rivalry. Not so heated, not so rivalry. Previously on Summer House, Jesse wants to find a girl, and Sierra said he should date someone opposite of his type, like Sierra. Wes and Sierra are on great terms, and Wes would love to make out with her again, but he's not holding his breath. Amanda and Kyle are still fighting about the drinking that Kyle does and the going out that Kyle does, and now add in some more cheating rumors about Kyle. And they talked about it on Apology Dune, and the issues are still there. So it's like nothing happened.
Heated Rivalry, no heated, no rivalry.
No apology.
Dune, no apology.
No
Just
apology.
a Dune.
Lots of Dunes. Lots of Dunes. So on Sunday, July 13th, 9:54 a.m., the house is waking up. Carl is up and cleaning. Wes is making a breakfast casserole. And if you don't know, you're not from the Midwest. You're not from the Midwest if you don't get it. A casserole?
He posted a TikTok before this episode even aired saying he's made it the two prior seasons and it never made the cut, which is so sad.
Listen, people don't know Midwestern culture. And also, okay, Meredith, as a Midwesterner, I need you to answer this. Do you consider Ohio part of the Midwest?
No.
I don't either.
If they want to be, I get it.
But they're Eastern time, so I don't really count them.
Yeah.
But I was at my friend's watching Love is Blind this weekend. I promise there's a point. And it's all of Ohio, basically, which, one of my least favorite states. I don't care if I offend you. Come at me. Anyway, I was watching with my friends, and one of them was like, oh my God, isn't this where Wes is from? And I was like, no, he's from Missouri. And they're like, where the fuck is Missouri? Because they're both from New York.
And you and I both know from previous experience that people on the coast don't know where
mid.
States are.
Don't know the mid. So I was like, Missouri is west of southern Illinois, below Iowa. And they're like, where the fuck is Iowa? And I'm like,
you're like, let's get on a map.
So I had to show them a map. And I was like, I believe Wes is from outside of Kansas City because I think he grew up on a farm.
He grew up in Columbia, right in the middle.
Okay, Columbia. So I was like, I don't know the exact, but he definitely grew up on a farm. And then I was explaining, I was like, and Wes is very important for Midwestern culture, but he needs to lean into it more. And they were like, what is Midwestern culture? I didn't say casserole. I said meatloaf is very Midwestern.
I would agree.
Also, talked about fires, because that's very Midwestern. Yep. They were like, the East Coast love fires. And I was like, not in the same way. It's a different hit.
No. Yeah.
It's a different hit. I said, tapping trees for maple syrup. That was
a bit more northern Midwest.
Specifically Minnesota, but the Midwest will claim it because we claim Minnesota. And they're like, that's normal. And I was like, I wasn't surprised when that was happening because Luke is from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So Wes, I'm so happy we have a breakfast casserole.
Well, and you said wow, he really needs to show off his Midwestern culture more. It sounds like he is. Bravo needs to let it happen. As we talked about minority voices last week, let those Midwestern voices shine.
And because then they were like, isn't Jesse from the Midwest? And I was like, yes. But the thing about Jesse is he's from kind of where I'm from, and we are kind of city Midwestern folk.
Correct.
There's a difference. And I was like, Wes is definitely more country Midwestern folk, but not Southern country, Midwest country, but not hick, because it's city Midwest. There's so many differences.
I feel like there's a giant Venn diagram where it's we all hit different points in the Midwestern vibes. We're all nice, kind people, in a general sense.
In a general sense.
Like, they always say on the coast, like, oh, they might help you but be mean to you, or they will not help you but they'd be nice to you. Like, we would be nice to you and typically help you
because we have to. But yeah, and then I had to explain this whole thing where Jesse's kind of lost his Midwesternness, I feel like, little. Wes is still hanging on to his.
It is his everything.
I love it. That's what I love. Me too.
That is how you know he's truly Midwestern, because you're loud and proud about it. I am so proud about being from the Midwest.
I got in such a heated debate about someone over a Chicago hot dog. They called it a sandwich because there's so much on it. And I was like, no. That doesn't matter that there's a lot on it. It's not a sandwich.
Don't start talking Chicago dogs right now. I'm going to have to get one on my way to my Trader's watch party.
All right, we'll go back. Anyway, so he makes he's making a breakfast casserole. Levi saw Ben on Raya. They did not match. And Bailey's like, oh my God, I got to sit on Ben's lap on the ride home last night. And this is where I now know Ben can be neither one of these people's like dates, because they are just going to bond over how hot he is. This is someone neither of them will ever date. They will just be like, oh my God, he looked at me again.
He's become the Andrea a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Of the house. Just and I love how much Bailey is like obsessed with him and outwardly obsessed with him.
I love that.
Like, don't ever lose this, my girl.
No. Yeah, don't. I think now that she thinks I will not date him, she could just be so...
a fangirl.
Such a fangirl, and I'm into it. Okay, Mia put blue cheese in her purse last night to bring to the club so they could have blue cheese olives, but then she left it in there.
Can we talk about this? Do you put things in your purse?
I've never really put, like, perishable food in my purse before.
I've seen
to bring to a club.
I've had Cheez-Its. Dinner and, like, here's some chicken nuggets and some fries that I'd left over. That's the most you could get out of me. But, like, blue cheese in my purse. I hate blue cheese anyways. Cheese in my purse. I love cheese. You're never going to find me putting some cheese in my purse. Like, that's too loose.
That's the first thing that I say at the club. I'm like, I got cheese in my purse. And, like, everyone has to eat it immediately. Like, I'm not going to forget. That's the other thing about me is, like, in college, we would bring, like, snacks. Like, goldfish
pretzels,
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there was never any left over because we would immediately we were like, we love having snacks. But I don't think I'd ever bring cheese. I don't know.
Something that is meant for the refrigerator.
Perishable. Nothing perishable. Just, and our purse is smelling like blue cheese. Disgusting.
My nightmare.
As someone who hates blue cheese, it's disgusting.
Same.
Okay. Jesse gets back from a quick walk that he took, and he's concerned about the casserole, which offends me and my Midwest roots.
Because if there's one thing I'm going to do, it's not dock or like slander Midwest culture in front of the non-cultured people.
You know what this was? Is he went to college outside of the Midwest. He went to Florida, if you remember. Though I am from the same area, I went to Central Illinois for college, that is Midwest.
I went to Kansas. Yeah, we stayed right in there.
I was eating breakfast pizzas from Casey's, okay? Like, I know Midwest. I know the culture. He left before he could be properly cultured. So, disgusting. How rude. How rude.
If we ever meet Jesse, we're going to quiz him on Midwest vibes because...
not just Chicago. It has to be full Midwest.
No. No Chicago-specific things in there.
We did ask him once where in Chicago he would take a date on a girl on a date, and he said Fogo de Chao, which is like the worst. Okay? Midwestern girls, first of all, real Midwestern girls, don't want to go to Fogo de Chao on a first date. It's like, that's like our 10-year anniversary.
We asked in Chicago, so it's like, why wouldn't you say a Italian place? Just anything
Chicago spot, dude. You could have said like Portillo's, Gene and Jude, but we would have been like, oh my God, that's so fun. That's great.
You're so right.
You could have said deep dish pizza, but terrible first date. But like Fogo de Chao, you couldn't even say like a steakhouse in Chicago.
Alicia, that man would never know how to make a breakfast casserole. Like, Wes put on his TikTok his, like, recipe, and I was, like, impressed by his version, because I have my version, and I was like, oh my God, I love the jalapenos in there. He's, like, rolling it up with some red pepper flakes, like, he is spicing that thing up, and I said, wow, I need to take mine to a new level.
See, that's very un-Midwestern. We don't do spice, so that's very fun.
Some people do, some people don't. But you leave it off so then you can add your own.
You can add your own. KJ is still sleeping. Everyone's a little concerned. But I love a man who sleeps in.
Yeah, I was like, get off his back. Also, what's the timestamp? Because it felt like it was like 10, 11 a.m.
It was like 10 a.m. It was 10 a.m. when they first gave us a timestamp.
Okay, Get off his back. Let my man
ready.
sleep.
Why am I up if breakfast isn't ready?
Really good point.
So Jesse finds Amanda and he's like, hey, can we go to bed? And she's like, all right, fine. Her, Sierra, and Jesse all get in her bed.
Wait, Kyle, whenever Jesse asked that, like, gave a look. And he was like, ugh, not again.
Not the bed bugs. That just means they all can't fuck. If you're part of the bed bugs, you're unfuckable. Which
That's
Jesse
so
should know by now.
Jesse is out of the picture now. Mm-hmm. Like, he's one of the girls.
He's one of the, we see them. You know how it's always like, oh, she's one of the guys?
Yep.
Sometimes it works in reverse, baby. And now Jesse's unfuckable.
Yeah, I was about to say, that is the most friend zone place to be, because if I kiki with you, I could never fuck you.
I can't fuck you. Because then when I want to talk about you, where do I kiki?
That's so true. That's so true. Like, this is my safe space. And you can gossip too well. I want you to be able to gossip as a guy, but, like, you shouldn't be my main inner circle.
Yeah, 100%. I find out the good stuff and let you know, and you occasionally bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So they really like Mia's aura. She's so nice. And Jesse loves that because sometimes girls are just so mean when they try to flirt. And he just likes nice girls. So because he's nice.
What is with his mean girl slander?
Damn, he would fucking hate us.
I know.
Literally, my flirting is aiming to make the man cry.
Yes.
As mean as I could be.
Once I actually like you too.
I'm brutal.
Friend or like romantic level, if I care about you in any way, it is like nothing is off the table. And I do need to work on that because I've gotten a little too mean. I know no bounds anymore. There's no end to it, especially if you're a man.
For funsies, we should just go flirt with Jesse and see which one of us can make him cry first.
See, I don't find him attractive, so then I wouldn't like pull out my best. Like, I don't know how to turn it on. It just like comes out of me.
What if it's a competition between you and I? Whoever makes him cry gets to go to Fogo de Chao on the other's dime.
Okay. Hold up. We gotta ask his Midwestern questions first, and then we can just annihilate him.
We'll just roast him as he's getting them wrong, his Midwestern questions.
Okay, I could do that.
That's what we'll do. KJ wakes up, and he sees Wes making a casserole. He's also from the Midwest. And
yes,
he's like, this is such Midwestern shit. And I'm like, yeah, see? Finally someone who gets it.
Yep.
Back to the bed bugs. Sierra was out till 3:30 a.m. I am a proud girl.
Crazy.
You can stay in my house. And then Jesse tells Sierra that Wes would have done anything she said last night because he was pumped that they were having a good night. Like, Sierra told him to get a drink and he got 5.
Obsessed. More of that, please.
And Jesse says, separately in his interview chair, that if Wes was ready to settle down, Wes and Sierra would be great together. But Wes isn't ready, and that's just where Wes and Jesse differ. And Jesse is very clear he wants a life partner, and Wes is just chilling, and that's not what Sierra's looking for.
Why is Sierra your only option? She's not the last woman on planet Earth.
Dude, what about all this bro code shit? Like, isn't rule number 1 you don't go after your friends' girls or exes or whatever?
Yes.
First of all, haven't we learned hooking up in the house, bad idea unless you get married like Kyle and Amanda and have a miserable relationship?
And then it's still a bad idea.
Yeah, terrible idea. You did it last summer, and then now you're like, I'm still gonna hook up in the house, but this time, let's make it girl.
Worse.
My bestie was dating, and then they spent a whole summer fighting, and they're just in a good place now.
They're finally on good terms, but like, I'm gonna fuck this up for all of us.
That's what I'm gonna do. There's like no brain. He went to Florida and lost his brain, I swear to God.
You're so right. There's something that went wrong in that Florida water. For everybody there.
KJ would never. Fully. He's a real Midwestern kid. He would never. Yeah. He knows the rules.
But why can't Jesse literally like look and find someone else? Okay, if you tell me in 4 years from now, you still can't stop thinking about Sierra, she's all that's on your mind, you really want to take this seriously, you sit down with Wes and talk about it, fine. I'm sure in a world you can circumvent this like weirdness. But the way he goes about it tells me he's not serious.
He's not even trying to date Sierra. He's like, maybe we can make out or something. If he really actually had genuine feelings for Sierra and he wanted to marry this girl and he was, go to Wes and be like, hey man, this is how I'm feeling. But he doesn't feel that way. He's just like, out of the 2 options, I'm the better one. Okay, Sierra has a million better options than the both of you. How about that?
And honestly, let's ask her, because I'm guessing she's gonna say no.
Yeah, hello, has anyone called the person we're speaking of? Yeah. It gives Natalie on the new class of Vanderpump Rules where she's like, hello, guess who gets to decide who I date? Me.
That's so true. And it's like, it reminds me of on Love Island when a man just like wants to flirt with every girl around and it's not that serious and he's like keeping somebody on like the back burner. It feels like Jesse like wants Sierra there waiting for him and he can just go out and flirt with anybody.
Yeah, a little bit. And then when she's begging for him, he'll commit. I don't know what his point is.
That's the thing. I don't know what his plan is, so it just pisses me off.
So it's 12:21 p.m. We finally have breakfast. Wes does apologize that it took so long. This casserole should have been in the oven at 6, Wes, for a 10 a.m. breakfast.
No, what you really need is you gotta make it the night before.
And then just stick it in the oven.
Yep.
Man, that shit hits. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the casserole looks great. Basically, they're like, what's in the casserole? And Wes is like, I don't know. It's a bunch of shit baked together. Which no one has ever been like, can you explain your casserole? Just eat it. It's a bunch of shit together.
It's too late. So like, if you don't like something in it, like, sorry. It is a bunch of shit mixed together.
That's a casserole.
The only thing I always know about a breakfast casserole is it will have eggs.
Because that's what keeps it together. Eggs, probably hash browns. I haven't seen Wes's like thing, but I'm guessing some type of meat, like a sausage. I would assume there's probably some cheese in there.
Here's the rundown. Ready?
Okay,
great. I watched the whole thing.
Incredible.
He chops up some veggies for color, which is so Midwest.
What kind of veg? Like onions?
Peppers, I think onions, jalapenos, and then 12 eggs put together with half of a bag of hash browns.
Delish.
He sauteed up sweet and spicy sausage.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, we got 2 types of sausage. Wow.
And he goes, leave some grease in for flavor.
You leave all the grease in, yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if he held the grease and over the breakfast casserole once it was done, he just threw it on top. Yeah.
He should have used that to butter the pan. He also called out, make sure you butter your pan, because
Midwest, we don't do oil, we only do butter, baby.
Mm-hmm. He shredded in some cheese in there, Tillamook cheese, cheddar, I believe. And then he put some other cheese on top. He baked it, put some other cheese on top, broiled that baby.
You have to broil it,
Yes. But in this one on the show, he said he put some breadcrumbs in there to really crisp that top up.
Love that. See, that's a breakfast casserole. Why do you even need to ask what's in it? It's a bunch of breakfast foods. People mix their breakfast foods all the time.
That's the thing. I always know it's going to be some type of like hash brown or potato.
Some potato,
eggs,
some
maybe
meat.
some veggies, and
some eggs. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if there was no veggies. That's Midwest.
True.
For
but
color,
if you see,
it's hilarious.
Color in there.
For color is so funny. I've heard that all my whole life. Oh, we just added a few veggies for color.
Yeah, too, even though I want the veggie.
I'm like, oh, but it's for color. But if it's in something, like even if I order a burger and there's lettuce, I'm like, for color.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
The worst is when all your veggies are the same color and you're like, what am I doing
all
here?
The brown veggies, you have like potatoes and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like all brown or green because you only have the green peppers.
Yeah, that's terrible because then you just have the green. It's like you just pray for a red pepper, comes along. Oh, it's so good. They call it a redneck quiche, which offensive.
I was like, you know what? If that's what those East Coasters need to feel better, go for it.
And they're like, oh my God, we're like handing out slop. And I was like, leave us alone.
I was like, stop with the slipper.
Okay, so Wes then makes an announcement that Thursday they're doing an Australian-themed single bash for Ben to find love or ass.
And
which is lovely.
Apparently he needs help? Like, what?
So bring someone for other people. Someone you don't want to bang, but someone you'd be okay with your friends banging.
Which Jesse's like, everybody, I'm after Sierra, so this works great.
I have a ton of single men that I can bring because none of my women. Yeah, so it's time to leave. Kyle, though, before they leave, as they're packing up, in the closet, finds Amanda, and he apologizes for yesterday. He just doesn't think he's good. He says the past few nights are the drunkest he's been in a year. And Amanda laughs and says, that's not true, but okay. And Amanda said she's actually more concerned with Kyle blaming everything on her. And Kyle says Amanda never asks about anything. She doesn't have a clue. And this is where Amanda says, hey, we're partners. When something in my life happens, good, bad, sad, ugly, I tell you. I don't wait for you to ask me about it.
Which that makes so much sense. I never honestly even thought about that.
I did.
that is such a partnership. Well, we just said, like, what is there to ask questions about? You, like, live together all the time.
Yeah,
like,
I think I just assumed
he would say it.
When my parents, my whole life, my dad would get home and my mom would go, how was work? And he'd go, fine. And she would go, how was, your work? And she would go, fine. And then I'm sure at night, they were like, hey, these are all the things that happened today, because then they miraculously both knew what had happened to their kids the next day.
Yeah.
So at some point, no one sat down and was like, hey, how specifically was this one thing
Well, it's like, now's your time to ask me all the questions, to get all the information that you don't know is inside my brain.
No one was ever like, hey, did anything happen on this random Tuesday at school? No.
Yeah.
The parent home would be like, hey, this is what happened today.
Yeah, they knowledge share.
Hello? Hey, did the car happen to break down today? No. Okay, I'll ask tomorrow.
I am someone who I had to learn to, like, people can't read your mind, which seems so obvious, but I was like an internalizer. Like, I think so heavily about things. And you do have to share, like, people don't know what questions to ask. People can ask generic questions, how was your day, to get you the ball rolling.
Yeah.
If Amanda says that shows that, like, she's interested in talking at that moment. So if she's not showing that she's interested at all, yes, that would be something she needs to work on. But you do have to say your part out loud. Like, she can't just ask those questions, especially when, we've talked about this in previous episodes, she lives most of the life with you. If you're stressed about something that was said and she doesn't find stress in that, you've got to vocalize that to her.
Yes, exactly. So this is exhausting. And also, Amanda says she does ask Kyle if he's okay because she can tell when he's stressed. And she's like, hey, you good? And he makes her sound super terrible. And she doesn't like that. And Kyle just says, Amanda's making stuff up now. And Amanda says, if Kyle's so miserable with her, why is he here? And he says this wasn't his intention. He's just not in a great place. He's sorry, and he's hoping they can turn a corner.
I truly don't think he realizes his responsibility in this stuff.
He does either.
And so the only thing he can do, because he's frustrated, is to blame her. Mm-hmm. And that's where I say, go to fucking therapy and learn about yourself. I've had to. It's not embarrassing. Every person needs to do it. If you weren't shown how to do it by your parents, it's up to you to do it now.
Can I tell you something so fun, though, that I was thinking about? If all these men on Bravo went to therapy, we wouldn't have any shows.
That's not true. There are shows where we enjoy watching happiness. I think Summer House could still survive.
This is a show that could survive. No, You're right. Maybe there would still be problems, but I think there'd be less to debate.
Correct.
Because we would all be like, oh, they're all handling their problems in a emotionally responsible way.
Yep. You know what?
We're just, What?
It's that the pick-me's would have nobody to, like, stand.
Oh my God, where would the pick-me's go?
We would lose the pick-me audience.
They would have to go to therapy too, and then what would we have?
These shows would tank because the pick-me's would have to go find another network to attach their fandom to.
Terrible. Okay, so it's 1:51 p.m. Everyone leaves the house. Kyle's going to his family reunion this week, so he'll be coming from there, which we all know it happens every summer. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So we go to New York City, baby, for the week. It's Monday. Mia's dog is being taken on a walk by Sierra, and he does not want to walk. He is in Seaport, and that dog does not want to walk.
No. And Sierra's like, are we ready? And she's like, he needs more time. No, I'm not going on a walk with you and your dog if this is how it is.
It's hot, and we're in the Lower East Side. What are we doing here? Or no, we're in Fidei. Terrible. We're basically in Seaport. Terrible. Hate it. Okay, so Wednesday, Ben is working out. It was lovely to watch. Thank you so much for including that. And then on Thursday, we have on our Australians singles party. The bartender is also single, which is lovely. It's very nice for Wes to add. This is where I am so attracted to Wes. That was so funny for him to be like, are you also single?
He's so personable.
It was so good. Also, why, Wes, wasn't I invited to the Hot Singles Australian party?
A really good question, Alicia.
I'm not into the blue-eyed Australian, but...
Remember, it's not just for him. It's for everybody to mix and mingle.
And I got my eye on someone. A little Midwestern casserole maker, if you will.
I really like this idea as an event for Summer House, and I would like them, even if it's not called the Singles Night, to do something like this in the future, where they all, like, invite a few people and mix and mingle.
Agreed. And then Wes cracks me up even more, because he's like, do you really think a blue-eyed Australian needs help? and like a singles mixer. He's like, no, this is for me. And then he laughs and he's like, just kidding. But kinda.
He's so funny.
He's so good. Anyway, so Amanda brought Lindsay as her single, which is very fun. And Wes looks at Lindsay and is like, oh my God, Lindsay, you look so hot. And then he hugs her and Amanda's just standing there and he's like, oh, you look hot too, Amanda. And she's like, it's fine. I'm married. So funny. So then Wes introduces Lindsay to Ben. And Lindsay, as we know her, is it's funny looking at Lindsay through girls who don't really know her because Lindsay is incredibly confident. She walks right over to Ben, doesn't even look at his blue eyes. She's like, hey, what's up? And she's like, so you're the one that we're trying to find love for tonight, huh? And like, Ben, I think, is even a little like, oh, I don't know how to take her, but I like it.
I know. And if there's one thing Lindsay is known for throughout the years, it's always getting a man. Like, she's
get a man.
Good. She's got good game. She's very confident. She's very assertive. Like, I'm always impressed.
She's got game.
Remember when she was at that date where she stood up to go to the bathroom and she kissed that guy and he was still sitting there? I always think about that moment. She just like bent down and made out with him and I was like, hot.
She's unapologetically, she's not overthinking it. She is so confident in herself that she's like, whatever I do is the right move.
And it truly is. Like, she doesn't she embarrasses herself in other ways, but not really with men.
But also, she's not that embarrassed. So she's like, whatever. Which makes it less embarrassing to watch. It's like the craziest mindfuck. Also, this is a new Lindsay because she no longer feels pressure against her biological clock because she's got her cute little baby Gemma. So now she's open to anyone. She's no longer interviewing men to help her with her timeline. She's like, if you're single and willing, I'm single and willing, but you're going to do it on my terms.
The first time we've seen Lindsay without a timeline, this is crazy.
Did she get hotter? Like, I don't even, it's so good. Wait, I do want to mention there was a man in the background that I thought was Matt Damon, and I had to rewind 3 times.
Really?
It wasn't Matt Damon, but he looks,
Thanks for the clarification.
You look exactly like Matt Damon if you know who you are.
If you're like, not Matt Damon as the title.
Yeah. So Bailey looks around and she's actually matched with multiple of these men on Hinge and Bumble. And that just tells you how terrible this New York dating scene is. But she's open to finding a connection. Maybe a Calvin Klein model with an Australian accent. Who knows?
Listen, Bailey, I am always here for your love of
Ben. I love it. And so Lindsay meets the new girls. Everyone is single this year in the house except Amanda, Kyle, and Mia. One person Lindsay does not really say hi to is Carl, but Carl's okay because he's having the SOC, Summer of Carl.
SOC. Nice,
SOC.
Nice abbreviation. I like that.
He gave it.
Did he? I just thought he said Summer of Carl.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, the SOC, and he's like, the SOC. Oh, I didn't make that up.
No, I thought you did. I was like, damn, Alicia really loving Carl this episode.
No,
Carl starts running and Alicia's like, my boy.
They showed the hug and I went, ew, per usual. Sorry, Carl, you're doing so much work. It will always just give me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay, I do love an awkward Carl not knowing how to deal with Lindsay. I find that hilarious. And the way he's like, I don't know if I should hug her. I should say hi to her. Like, at a dating event, don't. It's
Last
too weird.
They saw each other was the reunion, which wasn't the friendliest. Yeah.
But he's like, do I hug her? And I'm like, don't ever hug her ever again. Like, she doesn't need that.
No, leave her alone. Never touch her. So then we see Dara, this influencer that's here that hugs Wes and meets Ben. And Wes tells us that him and Dara were seeing each other 3 years ago, but then he got laid off. But I don't think that's why they broke up, but he mentions that they were dating while he got laid off. But they stayed friends. And then Wes tells us he doesn't hate any of his exes because they're all hot and cool and fun. And then I thought about it because I do hate some of my exes and I don't have hot, cool, fun exes.
Well, I was about to say, it's because none of my exes are really hot and cool and fun.
Yeah, they're all stupid, ugly, and dumb. So I do hate them.
Must
Sorry,
be nice, Wes. Of course you have hot, fun, cool, like, exes. Of course you do.
I think if Wes was my ex, I wouldn't hate him. I would still be in love with him.
I would still stay in contact with a Wes if it was, like, a hookup. If we date, I'm a big, like, if we date and, like, for a long time, I don't need to really be in contact.
Him and Dara don't seem like they ever fell in love. Yeah. So, like, that's fine.
And he said it, like, was a few years before they kind of, like, it seems like became friends.
Like, he describes it later as a fling. So, that's easier. Fine.
But she is the next new cast member. She's the final one.
Oh, this girl?
This is the girl.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how she really gets involved because I feel like they teed her up. When I saw her walking in, I was like, oh, here she is. And then we really didn't get much of her.
I gotta be honest, I don't know how I feel about that. Dara, I'm sure, is lovely. We don't know her. But coming on as, like, Wes's ex-fling isn't the greatest first impression for me personally.
And get ready for this. I'm pretty sure her and KJ go on a date.
Oh, I'm not mad, but how do we get there?
I know. I just feel like they're introducing her weird. Lots of potential, but, like, they better do better.
For sure.
Next episode. I don't know when she's coming back.
Well, she comes back next episode at the party.
Is she at the party? Was that on the next one?
She's on the next.
But she wasn't, like, at the house setting up. So I'm like, this is getting weird.
No, she just shows up.
Yeah.
Strange.
Like, do they just invite her to stay?
But also, you're cutting out Levi, who we just haven't even learned.
Dude!
Stop giving me these blonde... Listen, Bailey is great, but also, all I get are blonde women, okay? For once, give me a brunette with a cool story, okay?
I'm annoyed we're getting no Levi. She has not had one interview chair.
They really cut her out.
Yeah.
They really cut her out. Anyway, Lindsay wants the tea, and Sierra's like, here's the tea. I stayed out late last night. And Lindsay's like, who would have guessed? And Jessie has not met or kissed anyone in the house. And then Mia, she makes a toast. But the toast is, why are we all talking to people we already know? We're at a singles mixer. Get to mingling here.
Obsessed with that energy. That is what someone in a couple should do at a singles mixer.
Absolutely. Okay, so then Ben and Lindsay start talking because they don't know each other. And Bailey cannot take her eyes off of the two of them. She's like, damn, that's a hot couple. And Amanda's like, don't even worry about it because Lindsay has no idea what Ben is saying right now. And then we cut to Lindsay not knowing what Ben is saying right now.
That happened on Watch What Happens Live too because Ben and Lindsay were the guests with Andy. And Andy had no clue what Ben was saying.
Well, in Lindsay's defense, Ben is saying Kyle or Carl. And Lindsay's like, which one? And they do sound... I get their names mixed up all the time.
That's what they struggled with on Watch What Happens Live as well. Like, Ben does not say, like, Carl. He, like, Carl. Gives, like, a Y more like Kyle whenever he's saying Carl.
Wild. I wouldn't know which way was up. But Lindsay's not going to just nod and smile. She's going to be like, which one are you saying?
She does for a minute, because she's trying to work it out in her head. And then she's like, wait.
I don't care about either of these men.
Yeah.
So what? Lindsay gives her elevator speech. She's like, oh, I used to be a publicist. And he's like, oh, are you still? And she's like, no, former publicist, current MILF.
Hot.
She's so hot. And then Bailey is sitting with Amanda and I think Mia and just salivating over Ben. She's like, hey, have you noticed how he like goes swimming in the morning and then like has a towel wrapped around him? She goes, Wes does the same thing, but it's like not the same. And I was like, no. Don't do that to my man, Bailey. Don't you dare.
That was so funny. Her fangirling over Ben knows no bounds. I love that she's fangirling over Ben and Lindsay talking. Like, she's just obsessed with him, and I'm obsessed with her being obsessed with them.
No, I love that because I have been here with a man before where I've been like, he's just so hot. I'm not even going to try. Like, it's not even in my... I'm just going to salivate.
Yeah, like, let me just be.
I'm doing that with Wes.
Yeah.
Every episode.
But the way Amanda and was it Mia are like, girl, don't cut, like, don't sell yourself short. And I'm like, no. Let her just live in the fandom.
Listen, this is like when you do it to like a celebrity. You have zero chance. So you're just like, I'm going to salivate. And
I'm going to enjoy it anyways.
Yeah, who cares? But anyway, Amanda's like, hey, stop looking at them and like, tell us what you want in a man. And Bailey just unloads. She's like, okay, well, I'm trying to find love. I'm really outgoing and fun. But then I was in this relationship where someone told me that, like, everyone hated me and nobody liked me and I was fat and I was ugly and no one was going to be my friend. But she dumps it. But this is how I was in a relationship where he said this exact same shit to me. And now when people ask me about it, I'm like, yeah, he said, like, everyone hated me and I was fat and ugly and terrible. But, like, I'm good now.
It's so funny how you can just, like, trauma dump and be like, no worries, no. And other people are like, whoa.
No, I do the same thing Bailey does where I'm like, listen, I'm in therapy. I got it.
No worries. Biggie.
No worries. But Bailey says the situation in the house was hard for her because she had to remind herself that people don't actually hate her. But, like, thank God for Levi because she was, like, kind of telling Levi about this and trying to work it out with her. Also, she's scared of men because after her last breakup, she could basically see the pain in advance that men will inflict on her. But she's working through her issues. She just needs time.
100% understand that.
I love Bailey. Bailey, girl, you are not alone. I had one of those exes. And it does not get easier to admit to anyone. You just say it and you deal with it after.
And you keep on rolling.
Okay, so Wes checks in with Amanda, and Amanda says she just feels like she's better than everyone here because she's in a perfect relationship, LOL, with no issues whatsoever, LOL. But then Amanda does ask about Dara, and then she's concerned that Wes brought his ex to come bang Ben.
Weird.
And Wes is like, no, I totally did do that, but like, no one's gonna bang Dara, me, or Ben in front of everyone, so it's fine. And besides, Wes knows that him and Sierra have been working on their friendship, and he would never do anything to upset her, including Dara. So if he was trying to get with Dara, he wouldn't have brought her here.
Which, that's good,
that's
but
smart.
I still find it weird to bring exes just, like, around.
I agree.
Especially without it, like, being publicly known. Like, he could have said at dinner or that breakfast on Sunday, like, I'm bringing, like, an old flame, but, like, don't worry, nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's weird that it happened, and then everyone's like, who's this girl? And he's like, my ex. And everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, especially with her coming into the cast. Like, when is this going to be announced? Because the longer it isn't said, the weirder it's going to get.
I know. I don't like it. Anyway, so then it's Friday, July 18th, 6:33 p.m. Kyle's made it to the house from his family reunion. He's doing a DJ gig at the beach. It's a sold out show, or he did one at his family reunion. It was a sold out show. His whole family was there. He was a little frustrated Amanda didn't come to the family reunion, but he's coming to this weekend with a clean slate. So he's going to drop everything and just be nice.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Last weekend, I was traveling to go see my college friends, if you remember, and me and one of my, like, guy college friends, he, like, loves summer, or he recently got into Summer House, so he knows who Kyle Cook is, and he was like, yeah, you know, like, he's being a DJ, whatever. We looked up his set list. He was playing in Kansas City, and we were cackling about it, and we were, like, with our, like, two married friends who don't watch the show, and my friend Nick was like, should we just, like, drive to Kansas City right now? A second. And I was like, we're not driving to Kansas City, but that's so funny. Like, we just looked it up. We're laughing about him. He's probably currently playing at Power and Light. And then I saw a creator say, because I didn't look into it that hard, he played the outdoor section of Power and Light, which if you've ever been to Kansas City, you know what this area is. It was freezing. It was freezing out last weekend. That's why nobody was there, is because it was so cold. But I also just, the area he had, he never could have sold out.
He's doing anything he can to pay his bills. Anything.
Yes! He gave Amanda up for that, to play an outdoor show in February.
Listen, the trek to girlfriend and DJ, you usually have to pick one. And usually when you pick DJ, you lose that girlfriend pretty quickly. So
just look at James Kennedy. I mean, his is because of his abusive behavior.
Yeah, but he would also, if you're a DJ, you're just an asshole, I think. Sorry.
Is that a prerequisite for becoming a DJ? Sounds like it.
That's all I have to go off of is Bravo, and so far that's I mean, Meredith Marks is still married, kind of. Her husband is asking for open relationships in front of children, but, you know, we'll figure that out.
True. But she maybe had an incident on a plane, so, like, maybe the asshole gene is still there.
Maybe it's still there. Okay, so it's 7:01 p.m. Everyone's starting to come to the house. Sierra, KJ, and Kyle come in a car together, and Sierra tells KJ she's very easy to please. She just doesn't want to drive or carry her bags. And KJ's like, well, now you'll never have to do that again. You got both. And she's like, thank you so much, KJ. And I know they're not going to date, but, like, their chemistry, their friend chemistry is so good. Yeah. Sierra was meant to be a Midwestern girl, man. She is getting with all these Midwesterners so well.
She was meant to be treated with Midwestern values. Yes. And not in, like, the bad version of it. But, like, this is another replacement for Andrea. Andrea's the one who started the bags trend. Like, now we just need somebody to deliver them their coffee in bed.
Yep. There's also, so Sierra's from Georgia. There is a difference between Midwestern nice and Southern nice.
Yes.
So I think Sierra has probably had Southern nice, and Midwest nice is just a little nicer. A little less passive, but less formally nice.
Correct.
For sure.
Correct.
Yeah. So Lindsay's here. She drove with Bailey and Wes, and we are so excited to see Lindsay. Amanda's here, like everyone. Carl says hi to Lindsay, asks how Gemma is. Lindsay's like, fine. And then Lindsay tells us, Carl is never top of mind. She's never wondering how it's going to go with Kyle because she does not think of this man.
Carl, but like, yes.
Oh, fuck. Did I say Kyle? So I'm like Ben. I have no idea.
You always mix them, and I love it.
I never know. All men are the same to me. The same way all blonde women, all the same.
That works. But, I mean, that's so Lindsay. Like, once she's done with you, she does not care.
She's done. Yeah. Lindsay's never brought back another ex, except Everett.
I know. But I am happy because in present day, like on their press tour when the season started, it seemed like they were in really good cordial terms. Like they don't need to be best friends, but I like love them just like being in a group
on Valentine's Day, she delivered his mail.
Cute.
That's lovely. Thanks. Okay. Lindsay and Kyle, for real now, are matching. They're fucking twins. These two, I knew they were siblings. I knew they were siblings.
I need a DNA test, because how can you tell me that they're not siblings?
Come on. Lindsay needs to come to the family reunion next year. So, Mia is going to share her bed with her room with Sierra, so Lindsay can then take Mia's room, which was Jesse's room, but now Jesse and Wes are bunking together. Do we all got that? Okay, great. Yeah. So, Kyle and Amanda are both ready to focus on the positive this weekend. Sponsored by Uber Eats. Okay, the positive. So Wes and Amanda go outside. They're slowly joined by like everyone. Mia, Bailey. Amanda is so sick. And then Sierra and Jesse come out. Sierra sits on like the arm of the bench that Jesse is sitting on. So Jesse's on like one side of the bench and she sits on the arm. And Jesse kind of like puts his arm around Sierra and he's like, isn't it fun that there's a spot over there and she chooses this spot? And Wes and Amanda are kind of like, huh?
Which do you think was weirder, that Sierra didn't take an open seat or that Jesse made that comment?
Jesse making the comment.
I agree.
Because I've done stuff like this before where I'm like, oh, maybe someone else will come out and want to sit. Or like,
I kind of want to half sit. Like, I don't want to, like, be in a couch, you know? Like, it just also seems like a lot when you've been sitting all day.
It depends on the outfit. Sometimes I'm not wearing sitting jeans. Exactly. And sometimes I'm not wearing sitting clothes. And sometimes I just want to half sit. Yeah.
Because that bar was way higher than a normal couch since it's, like, outdoor furniture.
Yeah. But I did see a meme where someone screenshotted, like, Wes and Amanda looking, and they were, like, stairs in Midwest. And I was like, that's exactly what was happening. Because Amanda looked more disturbed. Wes just kind of looked and was like, what? That's a Midwest stare, may I say.
Oh, like, what's happening over there? Like, give me the details.
Yeah, but you're not going to show that you're upset because you're from the Midwest.
No.
No. So Ben and Lindsay are in the kitchen together drinking wine. These two are they're cooking a little. Lindsay's making her pineapple upside down cake. So Lindsay says, like, it's hard to get a read on Ben because she thinks he's, like, beautiful, but she doesn't know if he's flirting. And Lindsay flirts with rocks, okay? Lindsay can flirt with anything, and they will fall in love with her.
Bailey's called this out, too, of, like, the accent makes you feel like you're flirting with him, and you're just chatting.
And he has good eye contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. So outside, Kyle says he's going to try and do his set earlier tonight and longer, which everyone groans. And Amanda's like, that's my whole nightmare. But then it's 7:42 p.m. and Kyle's like, hey, we should all be ready by 9:30. I'll go on at 11:30. And Sierra almost threw up. And she's like, but how long's your set? He says 2 hours. And Bailey's like, Billy Joel was 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yes, I've been to DJ sets where they are.
Because I'm not a DJ person. So, like, what is the standard for, like, a show you've been
Usually
to?
the headliner goes on for about 2 hours. Yeah. And, like, usually she comes in, like, late, like 11:30, 12. I went to a show recently where the headliner didn't come on till, like, 1 a.m. and then we'll play till 3.
What?
Yeah. So it is 2 hours, but that's the headliner, which Kyle, I guess, is.
Yeah, this these are
pretty normal.
Okay, but are those like kind of like concert venue shows, or are these like a stupid bar at
No, we're
the
usually
Hamptons?
I go to a venue.
Yeah. Kyle, you're not Billy Joel.
I don't mean to be rude, but if I'm at a bar, I'm not normally paying attention to the DJ, to be quite honest.
No.
I'm not up dancing. I'm usually like...
I will say, when we do get the video, it does seem more clubby vibes than I was expecting, but
yeah
I
even
understand
a club,
Amanda being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. If you're not in the DJ scene, well, even I am, and sometimes it's like the headliner doesn't go on until midnight. I'm like, oh, you'd be fucking kidding me. It just takes forever. But for him to say, like, be ready by 9:30, if the headliner, that's him as a DJ. If the headliner is not going on until 11:30 for me, I'm showing up at 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, and then I
Kyle,
spoke the
why
place
do we
out.
have to all go set up with you?
Yeah.
Go do that on your own. We'll see you
2
later.
hours is a lot to, like, wait for. But I do think in the Hamptons, they're so far. I don't have a good read on the Hamptons, but they're always like, oh, we got to drive an hour.
That's true, because they're in Montauk, so some of their stuff, they have talked about, like, some of the bars are an hour away. So maybe they do have an hour Uber.
Ugh. So Amanda then, everyone goes inside, but Amanda sits on Kyle's lap, and she's like, hey, would you be, like, really mad if I, like, didn't go? Because she's also, like, coughing up a storm. She's, like, really sick.
She's sick.
Yeah. And Kyle says he's sad. He was hoping she could rally, but she says, like, she was too, and unfortunately she can't. Yeah, I get this. I think, though, Amanda, for future reference, a good way to get out of it is show up with Kyle, right? And then at 11:45, midnight-ish, you could probably, like, sneak out or be like, oh.
I know, but with that hour over, it's like,
I could nap. Brutal. That's true. It's brutal, especially if you're sick. So yeah, this is like a nightmare to go to if you're sick. Jesse brings Sierra's stuff to her room. Wes finds a sword. That was fun. Okay, so then it's 8:07 p.m. Sierra and Jesse are wearing cowboy hats and they're looking in the mirror. And she's like, oh my God, what if these were our engagement photos? And then, yeah, Jesse's like, oh my God, of course. And then in his interview chair, he's like, Sierra's so hot. We're having a really good time. Like last summer, her and West finally got back, like they were in a good spot, and Jesse's like, maybe enough time has passed where I can swoop in on that.
No.
That's a terrible idea.
But the big thing is the communication to Wes, because we've always said that the Jesse-Sierra banter has always been really flirty. Whether that's appropriate or not, that's where it's at. So, like, I don't want to hear all this, like, Sierra's doing this, and da-da-da-da-da. It's up to Jesse to communicate with Wes.
Well, like, last summer, remember that whole thing? Lexi was like, you're flirting with Sierra, and he's like, yeah, Sierra's doing it all. But it's the banter, and he sets it a lot of the time.
I've seen a lot of things on the internet right now being like, Lexi is justified in her reactions, and I couldn't agree more. Like, justice for Lexi a little bit when it comes to this dynamic.
So then KJ's room, because he has the 2 beds, but he only uses one, that becomes the boys' hangout room, which I love. So it's Jesse, Ben, Wes, and KJ. And Jesse's like, hey, Wes, you don't care if I make out with Sierra, do you? And all the boys, I paused at that point to make sure I got the quote right. And oh my God, I paused on KJ's face and he was like, what?
Gagged.
And then he looked at Ben and Ben was like, oh my God.
There was a massive pause. And yeah, Ben and KJ are just like,
listen, a lot of the time, boys don't do a good job communicating just with the eyes, but those two did it perfectly. That was so good.
I was so mad because the camera angle is like one of the surveillance ones in the corner, and Jesse's fucking hat covered Wes's face.
Most
for like
of it,
half of the conversation, and I was like, I just need the angle to be slightly different. Like, sit back, Jesse.
Because Wes does kind of look at KJ and Ben, like his head kind of turns, but then he turns back and we like get him covered. And he says, is that in the works? And Jesse's like, oh, it would just be like drunken for fun. And the boys' room is so awkward. And Wes just is like, whatever. Here's the thing. This is where now I get really pissed at stupid Jesse Solomon, because you're going to your friend, having witnesses being like, hey, you're good if I make out with your ex, right? Like, whatever. And he's doing it as like it would just be a drunken thing. So it doesn't mean anything to Jesse.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he genuinely had feelings for Sierra and wanted to pursue it, that's when you talk to Wes about it. But you're like, hey man, I'm just going to do it with no regard to your feeling, no regard to her feelings. I'm just going to do it. For nothing. I'm going to pick this drunken makeout over you for nothing.
That's what pisses me off. If you really, like, loved her, you were so into her, like, worth ruining the friendship over. I get it. Like, all I thought about was Taylor Swift's, like, Ruin the Friendship song. I get that. I think most people would. You're still in the wrong, but, like, it's like, go for it. But just for a makeout because you think she's hot? That's so weird.
It's so weird. There's a million hot girls out there. That's the one you have to choose?
Yeah. And you have access because you have a platform. He's genuinely pretty, like, attractive. What do you mean? You want the one girl your friend really did like and had a chaotic ending to, too. Like, I know Wes cares about her and, like, loves her in some way.
Yes.
So, like, why do you have to do that?
We can fight all day about Wes breaking up with Sierra and why that was bad or whatever. But the thing everyone should agree upon is Wes always has liked Sierra and I believe still really does like her. I think he originally ended things because he was afraid of commitment.
Agreed.
I know he did there was this whole thing of like, he just wants to fuck everyone else. I
don't get that from him.
I get a little like, oh, he has fame, but I think he really was just scared to commit for whatever reason. But that
he talked about it in his first season.
Yeah. He has commitment issues, and it showed that he still really liked her, because last season he would have done anything to just be in her life again. And now that he is, his whole night, on whether it's good or bad, is dependent on if Sierra and him get along. This man has such deep feelings, but he kind of knows he's fucked it up in a way that, like, he probably can't pursue anything, but he's feeling it out of, like, friendship, and maybe in, like, a perfect world, they date again for the rest of us. But, like, I think Wes is genuinely still trying to figure out how to deal with his feelings for Sierra in, like, a friendship way, because he has no claim to now be like, I like you again, you know?
Well, even let's, like, keep it on the friendship level. He said at the singles event, he maintains friendships with his exes. So Sierra in some way will be in his life. Definitely if the show keeps running, but, like, it seems to be a priority for Wes to keep her in his life. So what do you mean you as my boy are gonna make out with her for shits and gigs when I'm just trying to maintain her in my life in some capacity, and you want to go make that awkward? I'm doing everything I possibly can to get this on stable ground, and you're gonna blow it up.
Jesse must be blind, because it is so obvious to anyone that the most important person to Wes in this house is Sierra. Like, this is the person.
Jesse knows that. Jesse sees it and doesn't care.
Idiot. I hate him.
It pisses me off. And people are trying to also blame this on Sierra, and I think that's fucking crazy.
She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know this is happening. Right? She has no idea. No one said, do you want to make out with Jesse?
The only thing she knows is, like, Jesse is flirting with her, but that is their friendship, and it has been their friendship for now 3 summers.
And Sierra is definitely not the type to just drunkenly make out with friends.
No.
2, she, too, really prioritizes her relationship with Wes. As much as she doesn't want to, that is still a very important friendship to her. And I think she appreciates that Wes is putting everything in his all to make it better again, to make her feel safe again. And, like, why would she go for you? She went for your friend who's significantly more fun. Sorry, not sorry. And you're like, I'm still going to shoot my shot for nothing. Like, is he the dumbest?
I know.
Okay, great. So it's 9:14 p.m. We're getting ready to go out. Amanda's not coming. She's too sick. We go to the club at 10:13.
Wait, hold on. Because Kyle goes, you need to make sure you're off your phone and you actually sleep. And I was like, shut the fuck up, Kyle. Stop micromanaging her and her sickness.
She just wanted to get away from you, dude.
Yeah. And if she did, let her be.
You know what? Say la vie. So at 10:13 p.m., we're off to the club. You know, DJ Kyle cook. Jesse and Sierra are flirting. 12:55 a.m. A bunch of people come home. It's hard to keep track. But this first time, it's Lindsay and Bailey. And they're like, hey, you know what would be really fun drunk activity we could do is put the cardboard cutouts around the house and scare people.
I love that.
That's what they do. And then at the end, they're like, that was a lot of fun. And they go to bed. And that's a way to end a night. I was cracking up. So then at 2:18 a.m., a bunch of other people are home. They're all scared by the cutouts because they run right into it in that door. And they're like, oh my God.
That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, same. Because they're life size. Like, holy.
You open that door and a person's just standing there.
Shit.
You could not register that that's cardboard in that moment.
And then, second scare of the night, Mia finds Jesse in her bed. And she's like... And then at 4:06 a.m., we have our straggler boys. We have Ben, Wes, Kyle, and KJ. They finally make it home. Wes hates that this door works. Me too.
Me 3.
I love that Wes was victim number 1 of the door last season, and he is still like, I wish it didn't work.
No, because I think he lives for a bit. It's a Midwest
He loves a bit. We love a bit.
And I think he loves the attention it got in the show, too. Yeah. And, like, that is the best part about Summer House, is these random, like, little scenes do make it in. Other shows don't, like, prioritize that. They probably don't have as much, too.
Yeah, like, these little bits are so stupid.
They're
I love it.
Everything to us.
So, they're trying to quietly make food because Amanda is asleep.
Amanda's sick. She couldn't come out tonight. Remember, everybody. Like, the way Kyle is championing that, too. He's like, listen, everybody, we got to be quiet. For one time in my life, am I going to be quiet?
Also, may I say, Lindsay and Bailey putting Kyle's cutout in front of the pineapple upside down cake like he's eating it was so funny because Kyle's #1 drunk eater. That's another bit that I love. I love to watch Kyle mostly alone. I appreciate when Kyle's alone trying to find food in the kitchen. That's really where he thrives.
I really need in the off season to go through all the seasons and find all the clips of him drunk eating and make an edit. I've always wanted to do it because they just don't always
have them because it's so quick.
And they're hard to find because I don't remember like what night out they went.
And also that's never the time. Like sometimes if you're looking for clips, you could be like, Kyle Cook yells at Amanda, you'd get like a bunch. Kyle Cook drunk eats he's always drunk and he's always eating. So when do we find this?
With my friends in Kansas, we put on the first episode of Summer House and Kyle was drunk eating those chips, that classic one. And I was like, everybody, Kyle loves to drunk eat.
I love when he was eating the muffin. He goes, "I'm the muffin man."
No, the best
he ate all 4 or whatever, and he's like,
no. He goes, "Who likes muffins?" And then piles down that muffin.
He eats all 4, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm the muffin man." And then he like wakes up to go on a run because he's like, "I ate 4 muffins last night." Oh my God. Good. Anyway, the boys are like, "Hey, it's a little weird what Jesse brought up earlier." And Kyle's like, "What happened?" Because he was in boys' room. And they're like, Jesse asked West if he could make out with Sierra. And Jesse's like, "I can't believe that. That's so fucking weird." And Wes is like, "Also, I think Sierra would be pissed if she knew that Jesse was asking me that." And all the boys are kind of like, that's just so crazy. We cannot wrap our head around it. Ben gets it, though. He's like, Sierra's next level. Like, everyone should be lucky to make out with her. But it's weird Jesse wants to and asked you for permission after everything.
And especially how he asked. Again, he just, like, nonchalantly was like, well, if I just make out with her when I'm drunk, right? No biggie.
Also, I love a really hot Australian man looking Wes dead in the face and being like, I get it. Sierra's a catch. Who wouldn't want to make out with her?
Same.
And being like, oh, you fumbled again. Listen, I love you, Wes, but it's fun to be reminded of how bad you fumbled if you don't think about it every day already.
No, this fandom won't let up off Wes' neck about how he fumbled. And I'm so happy that in the house, Ben is like, no, I just need to remind you face to face as well.
If you were dead, I wouldn't wait to see if your body was cold. I would hook up with Sierra immediately. No manifest rules.
No manifest rules here.
Honestly, if you just left the summer house, game on. Game on.
To be honest, if there is a guy as hot as like the version of Sierra is,
hey, they might be Ben.
Manifest rules
off. It might be Ben.
You know what? I would actually willing to ruin our friendship for someone Ben. Like that. But that's the thing is you're risking the friendship. It's okay if Jesse does this, but he has to know that you're risking the friendship.
Jesse and Wes, though, best friends. Ben, he just moved here from Australia and met Wes. He doesn't give a shit.
Okay, I don't think he just moved to New York, but...
No, but he just got here, you know? He doesn't care. Him and Wes aren't that close.
He's like, I'm lucky I didn't get lost on a plane for 5 years. I gotta take all the time I have.
If Wes had pulled... Because wasn't the first season, Wes' first season, he was a day late or a weekend late or something?
Jesse was a day late.
Well, if Wes for some reason is a day late, Ben would have hopped on Sierra immediately. Listen, you're lucky you got here. That was the discussion
between Jesse and Sierra last year behind Lexi's back is
That's
Jesse
true.
Asked her, what if I would have gotten there the same day that Wes got
you're
there?
Right,
would you have picked me?
Well, I'm team Ben, ruin the friendship if you must. Remind Wes what he gave up.
Ben has a girlfriend, so he's taken.
That's okay. He loves Sierra. He just said it. That's enough for me. I'll take it.
That's the thing. At least he knows how fucking hot and what a catch she is.
We need all the really incredibly hot men to, in front of Wes, be like, dude, she's a smoke show. I couldn't even dream to get her.
Also, he doesn't just compliment her looks. He's like, she is so personable. Like, I love spending time with her. Like, he notices other qualities of her, too.
He says she's next level. That...
Yeah.
Oh, pass out.
She's so smart.
Deceased
She's
immediately.
So nice.
She's a nurse. That's so hot, dude. Nurses are so hot.
I don't know how she does it.
And she has abs. What are we even debating? I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
You know Belly in The Summer I Turned Pretty, how she has the Conrad edit in her head? Yeah. I have an edit of Sierra being amazing in my head right now.
Same. Listen, if Sierra ever was like, hey, Alicia, let's go out, I'd be like, enough said. I am immediately yours. I fall in love with you. It's hard not to.
That's so true. God, I could never get her.
I could never get her. I couldn't dream of it. Anyway, so it's Saturday, July 19th, 8:48 a.m. Lindsay's on the phone with Gemma. Lindsay sees her cute little teeth. Oh my God, I love Gemma. Okay.
Lindsay on FaceTime with her is so funny.
Carl and KJ go on a run. Amanda sits by the pool. Mia had a weird spicy dream last night about John Hamm. And Sierra's like, oh my God, I'm uncomfortable. And Mia's like, I wasn't comfortable in the dream.
Oh my God.
There are worse people. John Hamm is at least a good person.
That's true. But it's just, I don't have dreams. So when people have these dreams.
You don't have dreams?
Not really, no. I have one, maybe one a year. Like, I'm sure I dream, but when I wake up, I don't know that I had a dream.
I just had a stupid dream last night. I woke up and I went, I need to stop watching heated rivalry edits before bed.
No, like the only time I dream is, you know, when you wake up and then you have like an hour to like 45 minutes to sleep and you like fall back asleep. I'll have a dream in that, but it happens so rarely to me.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Ask me why Hudson Williams was my dream with a Russian accent last night. And I was like, I can't compute.
I'm just always amazed because I'm like, my brain could never. Like, that's crazy.
John Hamm, that's a fun one. That's fun because there are worse people. John Hamm is a lovely person.
But like a sexy dream about him? I don't know. I'd be like, what's going on with
He's more dad. He gives more dad energy. So yeah, weird. So everyone goes out to the pool because it's a hot one. Lindsay and Ben continue to flirt. Bailey's like, that's crazy because Lindsay could flirt with a rock and men are so into it and she's so confident and I want to be just like Lindsay when I grow up. And then Bailey tries to flirt with Ben a little bit because Ben says he's like hairy or something and Bailey's like, I love hairy men. And then Bailey was telling Amanda, she's like, I could flirt. And then Amanda turns to Ben and she's like, you ever seen Bailey flirt? And Ben goes, I don't know, maybe once or twice. And Bailey had just tried to flirt with Ben and it didn't go very well. So
Bailey and Lindsay have very different flirting styles.
Ben's telling Lindsay something about being hairy, and Bailey goes, I love hairy men, by the way.
Bailey, never change, please.
I love Bailey. I love her so much. So Uber Eats brings our breakfast sandwiches sponsored.
Of course they do.
And we have a Renaissance fair party today. Carl is going all out. I think it's hilarious. Lindsay's here for Carl's party. That's always very fun. So it's 11:01 a.m. Everyone's eating their breakfast sandwiches. KJ had two girls sitting on his lap last night at the club, which he has mixed emotions about because the fuckboy in him is like, hell yeah, I get bitches. And the lover boy in him is like, oh my God, my mom could see this.
No, I love this because he wants to be in the mix with the boys.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
He's accomplishing his goals, but he's like, I do feel weird about it.
That kid that does something with the cool kids and then is like, I didn't like doing that. I hated it.
He's like, Mom, pick me up. They're drinking.
Mom, they're drinking alcohol. I'm going to get water and pretend it's alcohol, okay? He like called his mom that morning. He's like, I'm sorry for what I did last night.
No,
it's so cute. I love KJ. So Jessie finds Sierra in her bed so they can chat a little. But then Wes and Lindsay are talking in Lindsay's bed. And Lindsay's like, oh, how are things going with Sierra? And Wes is like, they're really good. And last weekend we got along really well. And this is what I mean. Wes's only thought is like how well things are going with Sierra. And have you seen the edit of like Barbie has a good day every day, but Ken only has a good day if Barbie looks at him? People were like, that's Sierra and Wes at this point.
That's so true.
Right? So Wes tells Lindsay that yesterday Jessie asked Wes if he could make out with Sierra, and Lindsay is shook. And then KJ joins too, and she's like, you saw it? And he's like, yeah, I witnessed it. And
he's like, it was weird.
Lindsay's like, I cannot believe. And then meanwhile, we cut to Jessie in the middle in bed between Sierra and Mia, and he grabs Sierra and like makes her spoon, which Mia is like, yuck.
Okay, but not only do they spoon, but like they're using up like Mia's side of the bed. Like,
they are
why do we
fully on her side.
All up in Mia for this?
Also, Sierra didn't want a spoon. He fully like moved her, and she's like, "Oh, we're spooning now." And then he says to her, "I'm gonna try not to get a boner." Ew.
And Mia's like, can you not? Like that, even if you are dating each other, if I'm laying in bed with you, cut the crap. No,
this is bad flirting. This is terrible flirting.
This is so Jessie, though. He's always been this, like, overt about
this
stuff.
Cringe about it, yeah.
It's not my style.
No, same. My style is Wes.
My style is bullying men.
So then back to Wes, Lindsay, and KJ. Lindsay says that was Jesse calling dibs in front of the group of single boys.
Clock it, Linz. Clock that.
Yeah, and she's like, and I'm confused by Jesse's behavior in general. And she's like, Jesse might be catching feelings for Sierra, but you might want to like check in on that. So then we're setting up the Renaissance Fair. I love that these people still have to set things up all by themselves.
Oh my God.
It's so hilarious.
Never change.
Never forget Craig, who on Winter House couldn't even clean up. These people, they do it all. They do it all.
No, they really do. And it makes it so authentic because they're like, where should we put this stuff? Mm-hmm. You should care about the parties you're throwing.
So Jesse finds an instrument of a Renaissance instrument and starts singing a song for Amanda. Ugh. And then he tells her that he will write songs about girls he just met and then send them the link to the song, like his SoundCloud, which that would send me into hiding, I think. What are we doing?
That's weirdo behavior. You just met me and you already wrote a song about me?
We go on a first date, you write a song about me and text that to me? That's
what
insane.
A player move.
Player? Ugh.
He's clearly doing this with multiple women. I would not think that you're just doing this for me. You just met me. And how do you write a song about me and you don't know me?
That's true. You're right. And Amanda is like disgusted. She's listen, Amanda is dating a child DJ at this point that throws temper tantrums.
Yeah.
And she is grossed out by this. Okay. So that must mean this is really bad.
Maybe that's what keeps Amanda in her relationship so long. She's like, this is what's out there?
That's what's out there. I gotta stick with Kyle. She's like,
stick with the DJ.
Jesse Solomon or Kyle. I gotta pick Kyle on that one.
Yeah, at least I'm already married and I know him.
Jesus Christ, yeah. None of his DJ songs are about me, thank God. So like,
yeah. The ick is just him. Wicka.
yeah. Amanda's like, oh, that was about me.
Doable
you wrote that
now.
for me.
Yeah.
Jesse tells us in his interview share that he wrote a song about being in love with your best friend, but he won't say who it's about. And the producer's like, does Sierra know you wrote a song about her? And he's like, I will not confirm nor deny. Yuck. This is why you can't be friends with musicians. They just write songs about you. I get it. I get why Taylor Swift cannot be friends with a lot of her exes, because my God, you're just blasting everything out here.
Yeah, but this is so weird. Like, this song has already come out. Like, we all knew this was about Sierra. And I remember thinking, like, that's weird. But now knowing what was going on in the summer house, too.
Even weirder. Even weirder. Yep. Lindsay's sitting by the pool. She clocks Carl's ugly green shoes, and she's like, disgusting. And Bailey's like, oh my God, I love his Balenciaga slides. And
Bottega,
like,
but yes.
Bottega, whatever. And she's like, yuck, girl. Those
the way
slides
they're like,
suck.
yeah, he got them on clearance. Everybody's like, yeah, no, we can tell.
Goes, I can tell. That's so good.
Okay, but he also wore those loafers that he wore to that one reunion where his toes were pointed in.
Yeah.
In this episode too, and I'm like, Carl, please just get a shopper. Like, get someone, have a girl, like, have Bailey take you and like, let's go shopping for some shoes that are more your style. Or you got to be like Wes and have a quirky style, because you don't have a quirky style and then you have these quirky shoes.
Here's the thing, and I think it might be another Midwest thing, but sneaker games for boys, I've always been jealous of, because they could do cool sneaker game with their going out outfits.
Yeah.
Carl, why are we getting weird loafers? I'm so sorry. You could just get some cool sneakers, my guy.
Well, it's like Carl used to give that preppy vibe, and he's gotten away from that,
shoes. Yeah.
Which is great. But if that's not you, then stop with the loafers. Like, you really need to explore your personal style a little bit more before we decide on such statement pieces.
I think he's trying to do preppy, but elevated, like high level preppy. And that's not a good look on anyone, I'll be quite honest. I'm not a fan of that look.
People can pull it off, but like, to do some quirky things, like, you gotta really know yourself. And I think he just needs to lean into the basics, you know?
I do too. I think Carl looks great in the basics.
Like, if these were black slides, I think they'd fall to the background more. They're green.
They're Shrek. Lindsay calls them his Shrek slides. That's brutal, dude. Okay, so Wes and Jesse sit in a floaty in the pool and they talk. And Jesse's like, oh my God, there's this video of me and Sierra in the car. She commented, we were being like flirty. So weird. Anyway.
What? Why are we having this conversation with Wes? Like, come on, read the room.
Wes says, he's like, so it's a jokey thing? And Jesse's like, oh, we've always just had like a really good friendship and she's hot. And Wes is like, well, you did ask permission. So like, is it a jokey thing or is this real? And Wes tells Jesse that like, look, the other boys thought it was weird that you asked. And Jesse's like, who cares? And Wes tells Jesse, like, look, Ben was really bugged out about it because it's weird to ask your boy if you can make out with an ex. That's weird.
I wish Wes would give his thoughts a little bit more, because he's passing, like, this off as, like, oh, all the boys think it's, like, so weird, but, like, I'm cool.
Yeah, he's not really saying where he lands on it. He's like, the boys think it's weird.
But the assumption would be that he's fine with it if he's like, well, the boys just think it's weird.
Yeah, but he's also trying to explain why. Because Jesse kind of says, like, who cares what the boys think? And Wes is like, oh, well, they think it's weird because of this. And it's like, well, what do you think?
Yeah, why don't you just say if it bothers you or not? Because Jesse should be direct with you, but you can't skirt around the issue, because what you're going to do is have Jesse, like, make assumptions that you're cool with it and proceed with it. If you're not, that's going to hurt.
Listen, this is I will say, I think, least attractive thing about Wes is he fears being confrontational so much.
Yeah.
And I get this. I suffer with this too. This is, I think, a Midwestern thing, and I get it. Where, like, I'm always like, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We're all good. It's okay kind of thing. And I don't want to tell you if something bothers me because, like, I don't know if I have a right to be bothered by it. And it's this whole overthinking thing. Yes. But I think in this scenario, Wes is being validated that him thinking this is weird, it is weird, right? Mm-hmm. But I need him to then be like, I think it's weird. Because that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? I think Wes would be, like, really freaking out to look at Jesse and be like, I don't like that you asked me that. And it, like, gave me a bad taste in my mouth. And why would you do that? But if he just said, I also thought it was weird, that then opens the door to be like,
it took me by surprise you even asked. Like, show something that shows,
I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It makes me I don't love the idea.
Because I also don't do confrontation well, but I'm not going to sit there and, like, use everybody else's words as, like, to try to get my feelings across.
I agree.
That's what bothers me. Like, I just will avoid this conversation in general. Like,
yeah. Like, I'll just watch you make out with her and be like, oh, that sucked. That sucked a lot. Yeah.
No. You and I are having beef. I'm not going to the floaty you're on. Like, no, I'm going to avoid you all day now.
I'm going to have to wait 7 business days and get back to you next weekend after I process everything. Yeah.
If I won't share what my thoughts are, speak now or forever hold your peace. Now I have to live with this. Yeah, like, that's on me.
It's my fault. Yeah. And Wes says, look, most people, he tells Jesse, he's like, dude, most people would think you're probably a weirdo or a dickhead for asking. And again, but what are we thinking?
Correct, because Jesse doesn't think like a normal person.
Because Jesse says, what should I have done? Not asked and not done it? And I was like, well, yeah. That's option A. But
no. He says not asked and just done it.
Oh, I thought he said and not done it.
The only options. It's not ask you and do it or not ask you and do it. There's that third option that you just said. Don't do it, don't ask.
Yeah, the first option, number 1, plan A would be don't do, don't ask, because you recognize that this is not a good idea.
Yep.
Second option is probably figure out your own feelings and then ask with clear intention of what you want. Maybe ask the person you want to make out with. This is plan Z. This was like the bottom.
Don't ask, do is
That's
never.
Crazy, yeah. So Jesse says, the fact that Wes dated Sierra makes it weirder, but it won't stop him.
Of course it won't, because Jesse came onto this show and said, if a girl has a boyfriend, he's going after it anyways. Like, this has always been Jesse. We just gave him a pass for it for seasons, and then we saw how he handled it with Lexi, and now we're seeing it again. Like, we just thought, oh, that was a situation where he just wasn't that great. This is who he is.
I think we're seeing now that he could do it to his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up. Because, you come in, you see a girl, you're like, she has a girlfriend, or she has a boyfriend, whatever.
Like, we just thought he was flirty.
Well, like, he did it with Craig and Paige, right? And he was like, whatever, like, Craig, he didn't know Craig. But This is your boy of now 2-3 years?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. You saw this. You saw it happen. You were there for the breakup, whatever. So, next time on Summer House, Dara is here at the Renaissance Fair. She talks to KJ and Ben. So we don't know. Lindsay tells Sierra about Jesse asking Wes to make out with her. And this is what Lindsay is good for. She says, I'm going to skip the boys. I'm just going to go tell the girls.
She knows how to do this show.
Sierra talks to Jesse and asks about it. And apparently he thinks it's just a joke. Which we know Jesse loves a joke. He loves a joke.
This is what makes it hard, is I'm like, is this all a joke? Or are we being real? Because I don't know.
It's not a funny joke, but I think she meant it as like, Jesse and Sierra would have made out as like that would have been the joke. And I think she's like, but why is that a joke? If you like me, make a move. If you don't make out with me. Where's the joke?
Okay, we as a country need to get better senses of humor.
I don't know the joke.
I don't get these jokes.
Meredith, I keep missing the joke part of the jokes. I don't know what's wrong with me. Men keep doing jokes and I don't get them.
Because their humor's down here in middle school.
I don't get
we're
the
up
jokes.
Here. We graduated.
I haven't gotten any joke. This week, men are just throwing jokes at me.
A lot of laughing. No great jokes being heard.
I don't know what we're laughing at. Yeah,
I don't know.
So let's do fun, not fun. It's evens. It's my turn. Okay. Let's do not fun first. I am picking good old Jesse Solomon, man.
Good.
Rough one.
I mean, unfortunately, I have to as well. Like, there's no one else.
We're gonna X2. Yeah, Kyle wasn't really up for debate.
Kyle let Amanda be, so like we gotta give that man a break for 1 week.
There we go. Okay, for fun, I'm stuck between my two faves, but I'm gonna go with Sierra.
Nice.
I love her. I've always loved her. Actually, I will say I think the COVID season I had to warm up to her a little.
It's her first season, as you should.
But we all know I like a slow burn with a character. I like to fully come around. Yes,
You're 2 for 2 on slow burns this week.
Year, I know. Okay, so I'm picking Sierra.
Okay, I am going Lindsay. She's back, baby.
I didn't know if she was up for debate, but I get it.
And she's a cast member. She's up. The way she knows how to, like, clock some tea, and she got Wes thinking, maybe I do have feelings about this.
Dude, and she's so hot. She's
the way
so hot.
She flirts.
We would fall under her spell in a second. I would be like, I think we're both impregnated by her, because that was insane.
Talk about another person I couldn't get. Like, Sierra and Lindsay could never. I'd be scared to, like, look at them in the eye. It's like looking at the sun. I could stand
in the same room with them. I'd be like, it's too cool. It's too hot in here. I gotta go.
No, it's like I'm slouching too much. I have a double chin. Like,
my hair's a little frizzy. I can't be here today. Yeah. Okay, cool. Good episode. I love Summer House. So this was fun. Check us out on all the things that I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.